You are not lazy, you are letting fear control you. This is not you versus the world, this is you versus you. You keep calling yourself lazy because lazy feels safe. It sounds temporary, it lets you believe this is not who you are, but this is not laziness. This is fear wearing a mask, fear of failing, fear of being exposed. Fear of finding out you are not as unstoppable as you once believed. So you delay, you overplan, you wait for motivation like it is coming to save you. Here is the hard truth: you already know what to do. You do not lack knowledge, you lack the nerve to move. Every delay feels reasonable, every excuse sounds logical, every tomorrow feels harmless. But comfort is not neutral, comfort is a choice. While you hesitate, time keeps moving. While you think, others act. While you wait, life keeps score, and you feel it. That pressure in your chest, that quiet anxiety when you are alone, that voice saying, if I do not move soon, this becomes permanent. You are not tired, you are not overwhelmed, you are afraid pressure will expose the truth. Fear survives through cooperation, and right now you are giving it control, because once fear controls your actions, it does not stop there, it starts rewriting who you think you are, and that is where the real damage begins. Fear never attacks all at once, it starts small. Not today, you will start when you are ready. Just one more delay, say it often enough, and it becomes belief. You stop seeing yourself as disciplined, you stop seeing yourself as capable, you stop seeing yourself as dangerous. You start saying, that is not me, I am not built like that, some people are different. That is fear winning. Winners feel fear too. They just do not obey it. The few move despite fear. Most people ask fear for permission, and fear always chooses comfort. Look at your life. How many things have you almost done? How many versions of yourself are still just ideas? That is not laziness, that is fear protecting your ego, because trying brings accountability, trying brings exposure. Trying means you cannot hide behind potential anymore, so you stay busy but stuck, active but unchanged, prepared but never committed. And the most dangerous part, you adapt to it. Avoidance becomes routine, comfort becomes identity, discipline starts to feel unfamiliar. Momentum does not disappear, it decays. Every delay makes tomorrow heavier. You are not just losing time, you are losing belief. And when belief weakens, discipline collapses right after. But fear is not finished, because it does not just steal your present. It quietly designs your future, and you are not going to like what it builds. Regret is not sudden, it is assembled, one excuse at a time, one delay at a time, one comfortable decision at a time. You do not feel it now, that is the trick. Regret waits until time runs out, until options disappear, until excuses expire. Then it speaks clearly. You knew, you had time, you chose comfort. Fear offers relief now and delivers pain later. Be honest with yourself. How much of your life is avoidance pretending to be patience? How much potential is locked behind hesitation? You do not fear failure, you fear effort exposing the truth. So you stay average, safe, unchallenged. Average is not an accident, it is a habit. Time does not record intentions, it records actions. Your future is being shaped right now, not by what you plan, but by what you avoid. And here is the brutal part. No one is coming to interrupt this pattern. No wake-up moment, no perfect timing, no rescue, just years passing. Until one day you realize you waited too long. Fear does not scream, it numbs, and numb people waste entire lives quietly. Now you are aware, and awareness creates pressure. Because if you do not change after this, you are choosing the outcome, and that choice has a cost you have not paid yet. Tomorrow sounds responsible, safe, reasonable. That is why fear hides there. Tomorrow lets you delay without guilt. It keeps hope alive while killing momentum. But tomorrow does not exist. There is only now. Every time you avoid now, you pay interest. In confidence, in discipline, in self-respect. Waiting does not bring clarity. Action does. Waiting feeds fear. Action shrinks it. The longer you wait, the heavier the task feels. The louder the excuses get, the weaker your resolve becomes. That is psychological erosion. You are training yourself every day to move or to freeze, and freezing becomes identity. You do not fall into mediocrity, you practice it. The cost is not obvious yet. but it is compounding. Your standards are lowering, your urgency is fading, your future is shrinking, action hurts once, regret lasts, time does not negotiate. So, the question is not can you change, it is whether you will act before fear locks this version of you in permanently, because from here on, this is a war between you and you. This was never you versus the world, never you versus circumstances, never you versus time. This is you versus you, the version that wants comfort, and the version that knows better. One sees distraction, validation, rest without earning it, the other wants respect from itself. Only one survives. Every day you wake up and choose which one you feed. Every excuse feeds the weaker version. Every action starves it. Understand this clearly. Fear does not destroy you directly. It convinces you to destroy yourself slowly, by lowering standards, by tolerating mediocrity, by letting days pass without demand. You think you are being patient, you are being passive, you think you are protecting your peace, you are avoiding pressure, and pressure is where identity is built. That is why discipline feels hard. It threatens the version of you that wants to stay small. That version will fight back, it will bargain, it will justify, it will promise later. Later is how it survives. Right now, one version of you has to lose. You cannot become disciplined while negotiating with weakness. One side must be silenced. Most people never do this. That is why most people stay the same. And when you do not decide, things get dangerous. Indecision feels harmless, but over time it is lethal. Not choosing is still a choice, and the default result is decline. When you hesitate, life does not pause. Opportunities do not wait. Momentum does not stay warm. Everything cools down, your hunger fades, your edge dulls, your standards drop quietly, and you will not notice it happening. That is the danger. You will not wake up and say you lost your drive. You will just stop demanding more from yourself. Less effort feels normal, less urgency feels acceptable, less discipline feels earned, until one day effort feels foreign, and by then, rebuilding costs more than starting ever would have. This is why fear loves indecision, because it erodes you without resistance. No pain now, no confrontation, just slow decay. One day you look back and realize nothing dramatic happened. You just did not act. That is how lives disappear, quietly, comfortably. Now you are aware. And awareness removes innocence, which means every delay from here forward is intentional, and intention carries responsibility. So how long will you keep avoiding the moment that defines you? Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel confident. Stop waiting to feel fearless. That moment is not coming. Discipline is not emotion. It is a decision made under resistance. Winners do not act because they feel good. They act because they refuse to negotiate with weakness. You do not rise to motivation. You fall to your standards, and your standards have been low for too long. Discipline is doing what needs to be done while every part of you wants to escape. That is it. No philosophy, no inspiration. The moment you act, even imperfectly, fear loses leverage. Not completely, but enough. Enough to breathe, enough to move, enough to build momentum. Momentum does not come from thinking. It comes from doing the thing you are avoiding. Right now, the longer you delay that first move, the more power fear keeps. But once you move, the balance shifts, and that terrifies the weaker version of you. Because once momentum starts, there is nowhere left to hide. This is where most people quit, where it gets uncomfortable, where excuses run out, where clarity hits. This is where most people close the video, not because they do not understand, but because they do, and understanding demands action. Most will feel something, then return to routine, comfort, delay. That is why nothing changes. Transformation requires betraying old patterns. It requires choosing discomfort on purpose. It requires acting without permission. That is too much for most people. But if you are still here, something inside you knows this cannot continue. You are tired of restarting, tired of lying to yourself, tired of wasting time. That is dangerous. In a good way, because when disgust replaces comfort, change becomes inevitable. This is the moment everything breaks, or finally begins. This is it. No more insight, no more reflection, no more preparation. Decision time. You either act today, or you accept that this version of your life continues. No excuses, no stories, no blame, just consequences. Fear will still be there. That is normal. but control is a choice. Do the thing you have been avoiding, not perfectly, not confidently, decisively. Action kills fear faster than thought ever will. This moment matters more than you think. Moments like this shape years, and years shape lives. Decide who you are, not later, not tomorrow, now, because if you do not decide, fear will gladly decide for you, and you already know how that ends.